Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SportsPoint. My name's Frankie Breit. Thanks so much for joining us here on another Wednesday morning. We had quite a busy weekend on Saturday, Friday, and Thursday. That was reverse order with the NFL draft and Liam over there at the sports baseball game. Liam, Brody, how's it going? Welcome to the show. Sports baseball game. We're sticking with it.
It's a sports baseball game.
It's a sports baseball game.
Yes. Yeah.
That wasn't my best intro.
Definitely not.
But we're gonna keep it rolling.
We're gonna keep that
Why
one?
not?
Okay.
Sure, why not? So the gentleman to my left were over there. Well, just one of you, rather. Liam was over
there in spirit.
He was there. Brody's there in spirit. Liam was over there at Zimmerman Field covering the baseball team taking on lacrosse. Liam, you were very ill, but you stuck it out like a trooper. How'd it go?
It went actually pretty well. It was, in fact, a Division III baseball game, so entertaining to say the least.
And we'll definitely get into it.
Yeah, we will.
Brody and I covered night one of the NFL draft, the first round, and then Liam and I covered night two on Friday, and then I was out of town over the weekend. But overall, really quite a good draft for the Packers. We'll talk about it. I know Liam has some things that he was not happy about. There's always things you're going to say, well, what if this happened? But we're going to break it down and cover the biggest moves around the NFL later on in the show. So let's begin here with our first segment of the day, Crowning Champions. This one, I will start with Liam. Let's start with you.
You're going to start with me today?
Let's do it.
Well, congratulations to Brock Besser for scoring his first career playoff hat trick against the Nashville Predators last night in Game 4. He's been in the league for just over 6-ish years now, 6 or 7 years, so congratulations to him. This is like the first or second time in his time being with the team that the Canucks have actually made the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
So congratulations to him.
There you go, Brock. Here we go. Brody, what do we got?
Joey Ortiz, he had his first career home run in Friday night's game and then hit a walk-off single in the 11th inning. It was very awesome to see in person. Electrifying stuff from him early in the season after getting him in the Corbin Burns trade. He's definitely proven his worth as the third baseman for the Brewers. So it's very exciting to see him kind of pop off this weekend.
I agree, Brody. I'm happy you were there to see it in person. You got that awesome Sal Frelick hockey jersey.
So jealous of that.
It's awesome. Maybe you have to, steal it from him while he sleeps one night. Maybe. We'll see.
I do know where he sleeps.
There you go.
And I have his roommate snap. So
Nice.
I'm scared.
I've got the Josh Jacobs Packers jersey on. Nobody voted for it for the live stream. It was Jordan Love and Xavier McKinney that we wore over for the NFL draft. But now, final, I guess I'm last here for Crowning Champions. Listen up, Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, no.
Listen up.
Oh, no.
Y'all are down, but you're not out. I just get back on your feet. No Giannis, no Dame. I get it. We are down 3-1.
And possibly no Chris Middleton.
Stop it. We got to win 3 straight. We're going to bring this one back. Giannis will be healthy soon. I promise you all. We're going to reverse sweep this one. No curse. Doc Rivers is the GOAT. We're bringing a ring back to Milwaukee. Let's go. I know what it looks like, but this is the pep talk we all need.
Imagine
okay?
if Bobby Portis gets suspended for his ejection.
And if you're Indiana, you guys won against a team that was injured to heck and back. I mean, you're playing the equivalent of the Wisconsin Herd. How do you feel?
How do you feel about that?
That pep talk really just took a nosedive right there. There's not much to be hopeful about.
I'm not sure when you put them in crowning champions of the.
I just needed them to feel positivity.
Oh, okay.
Well, you could have said that for the NBA section. That's fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. This is crowning champions.
This is my show. Anyway, okay. We'll talk about the Bucks a little bit later. They're down bad. They are down bad. But that's going to do it for Crowning Champions. Let's head over to the 3-Point Tri-Campus Roundup, sponsored by Point Brewery. Thank you so much for sponsoring this segment. We love your product, Point Premium Soda. And now that it is May, let's hop into a brand new flavor. Oh, flavor of the month is Orange Cream. Point Premium Soda, Orange Cream. Pass this down. Hopefully I didn't just fizz these all up. I may have done so. Keaton, Waala, would you like your soda now or later? He's gonna tell me.
Keaton Cam.
Maybe.
Keaton Cam.
He's gonna take it later, he says.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, orange cream. Let's talk about it. Made with 100% real sugar, Point Premium Orange Cream is handcrafted in small batches with the purest water, fresh orange, and all-natural vanilla and genuine Wisconsin honey. Ooh. This dreamy blend creates a classic, rich, creamy taste, true gourmet at its finest. How is it, guys? What do you think?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Did it speak true to the description?
I mean, you can really taste the cream
Okay.
You can kind of taste the orange.
Oh, that smells amazing.
I think our studio is haunted a little bit.
Well, apparently, according to our entertainment producer, Will Spreeman, there's a haunted object in the corner that may or may not be a hat that I
And
was
you
wearing.
put it on your
that I was
head.
wearing pre-show. So if something happens, we'll see. I'm going to try it now. You guys think it fits the description?
Yeah. It's orange and it's creamy. What else do you want?
Oh, that's amazing. By far my favorite.
Really?
I wouldn't say it's my favorite.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's
bowling
my
ball.
favorite because, in my opinion,
Grape, kitty
grape,
cocktail, yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
It's good, but I like Haiti cocktail.
All of them are good.
I might take...
Point Brewery.
It's this one or vanilla cream. Or...
Black cherry cream is really good.
Grape was also good. They're all good. They're all good. Let's continue with the show. Thank you for your product. Here we go. 3-point tri-cam was rounded. Let's start it off with softball, you guys. They're on a tear right now. 28-4 on the year, 8-2 in the WIAC. That is pure dominance. They ranked 20th in the nation. They swept River Falls this past week. They won 4-0 in Game 1, 5-2 in Game 2. And why not? Let's talk about Ashley Zykowski again. We've been talking about her numerous times for the last couple of weeks. Last week, she set the UWSP school record for single-season saves for softball. She just this past weekend set the record in the WIAC for single-season saves, which stood since 2016 at 11. So now she leads the country at 12 on the season.
We're witnessing history.
Insanity. She is making history left and right. 2 games left in the season before the WIAC tournament, which begins on May 9th, and obviously they're going to be a very high seed in that one. So congratulations to softball.
4 games. It's 2 series.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, 4 games. Okay, 2 series.
They played 2 doubleheaders.
Doubleheader.
Thank you very much. 2 dates, but 2 games each day. Great. Congratulations to softball. Let's head over to Liam with something we haven't talked about.
Men's golf, they take the back burner a little bit. I feel like a lot of that stuff like track and field and stuff we kind of really don't talk about. So I just wanted to talk about them today. They are competing at the WIAC Championship in Nakusa, Wisconsin. Actually today as of filming this right now.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
We'll see some results maybe next week once we can actually talk about what's going on there. This is like our second to last episode.
Yeah.
Besides
season 1.
Of season 1 of SportsPoint until May 10th is something. May 10th is a secret date. Don't tell anybody I told you that. Brody, who we got?
I'd also like to say that the softball team is playing against Whitewater on Wednesday, or when this is coming out, and then against Stout a couple of days after. So it's found 4 games of the season.
Take down Reese Kupsky, Stout.
Be very huge if they win all those games and Oshkosh lose the game, because Oshkosh and Point are currently tied in first for the WIAC. But on the baseball, a lot of big things happened for them. They lost in a 10-inning thriller against Lawrence University last Tuesday, won against the University of Dubuque last Thursday, and split the weekend series against La Crosse. In the Lawrence game, they lost 17-16 in 10 innings. Bradley Comer, 2 for 3, 4 RBIs, 4 runs, 3 walks, 2 home runs. He tied the school record for career home runs in this game at 50. Which was set by Ryan Jones between 2001 and 2005.
Now, Comer is a senior.
Yes.
And they still got some games left.
Yes, they do.
Could look to break that here soon.
Maybe. In the Dubuque game, 5-4 victory. Matt Bauman, 2 for 4, 1 RBI, 1 run, 1 walk. Stevie Winthizer, his first career save for the freshman,
Let's go,
so
Steven.
good for him.
Let's go, Steven.
In the lacrosse games, were moved from Saturday and Sunday to Friday and Saturday due to incoming rain on Sunday, and it did pour on Sunday.
Yeah.
In the first game against lacrosse during the weekend, 11-1 victory for the Pointers in 7 innings. Nick Paulson, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 10 Ks, a complete game for him. Really solid stuff out of him and the whole team in that first game. But in the second game, the Pointers lose 8-4. Bradley Comer went 2 for 4, 1 run, 1 RBI. But coming back on Saturday, which Liam did the games, a 17-14 victory. Bradley Comer 4 for 6, 3 runs, 1 RBI.
I want to add before you do Joe Schneider. Trent Van Ness went 0 for 2 technically.
Okay.
But he got walked 4 times.
Oh my God.
So he had 6 plate appearances and he got walked in every single one of them.
He had
basically.
like 4
gets on
home
base.
runs when we were there a couple weekends ago, and he's a baller.
Yeah, he played against my high school. That's awesome. Joe Schneider earned his 2nd win of the season, so congrats to him. But in the last game of the weekend series, Pointers lost 8-7. Colton Martell 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, 3 runs, 2 home runs during that game. So he had a solid game, just couldn't get it done. Pointers are currently 22-12 in the season, currently second in the WIAC at 13-7. And some big implications this upcoming weekend. If the Pointers sweep Whitewater this weekend, they would become co-champions of the WIAC regular season. Whitewater already clinched it because they're 17-3 currently. It's a close race for second place between Point, La Crosse, and Oshkosh. Point has the most wins out of them. La Crosse is second with, I think, 8 losses in the WIAC, and Oshkosh has 9 losses in the WIAC. So depending on how this weekend goes, the standings could flip. All 3 teams do play WIAC opponents. La Crosse plays, I believe, Eau Claire, and then Oshkosh plays Platteville, while we play Whitewater. Stout's the only team that doesn't play any WIAC opponents because we don't have a Revolves team till next year. So a lot can happen this weekend depending on how it goes. Hopefully the Pointers do well. They have 1 game on Tuesday against Ripon College at home, so by the time this comes out, they'll be done. 1 game on Wednesday against St. Norbert at home. It's the final home game of the regular season. And then 2 doubleheaders, one on Friday and one on Saturday against Whitewater at Whitewater. Geez.
He's dying. Help him.
The WIAC tournament does start Thursday, May 9th, so that'll be coming up. And hopefully the Pointers just do well enough to maybe tie for first place or just can stay in second place.
Yeah,
hopefully.
no, they've had a fantastic season similar to softball. Thank you, gentlemen, for your aspects here on the 3-Point Try Campus Roundup. That'll do it. Shout out to all of our campus sports who are currently kicking butt out there. Let's go. NFL updates time. Guys, NFL draft happened this past week. Lots of crazy moves. Some predictable, some not. Bears obviously getting Caleb Williams at number 1. Saw a run on quarterback, 6 in the first 12 picks or 11 picks. That's unheard of. Broncos had to stretch for Bo Nix at 12 there. J.J. McCarthy going to the Vikings. Drake May, Jaden Daniels also found their teams in the top 3 picks. First,
and Michael Penix, don't forget him.
We'll talk about it. Don't you worry. 14 straight offensive players are drafted for Leatu Latu at 15 to the Seahawks. Edge defender, who we talked about on the stream, came back from a neck spinal injury. After he was told he would never play football again, and transferred to UCLA, played football, and was the best defender in college football, and now he's the first defender off the board this year. Cooper DeJean fell into the second round. We had some feelings about that. We really thought the Packers were going to go there and get him.
And they were. They definitely were.
I don't know if that's true because there was a report that this trade with New Orleans was set in stone before the Eagles even traded up.
Really? Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like it was as they realized he was going to get that close, then all of a sudden it was maybe we pick him and then the Eagles were like... Right,
because maybe they caught wind about the Eagles trading up, and then they put the trade in set, still at the top of the night. They knew the Eagles were going to trade up, so they said, well, let's trade back. And maybe at the top of the night, that was a decision, okay, we're not going to get him. Let's move back, and when we get there, let's put the trade through. But and at that point, it could be just GM politics and PR and whatever. So really don't know. Kool-Aid McKinstry was another guy we would have liked to see go to the Packers.
He went the very next pick.
What's that?
He went the very next pick.
Went the very next pick after the Packers traded out. So it's DeJean and then Kool-Aid, and I think Max Melton went a few picks later. So it's like all the corners we really liked were gone pretty quick. And then night 1 as well, right before the Packers picked, Terrion Arnold got sniped from the Lions who traded up. So, but as it turns out, the Packers weren't looking for a corner, which we'll get into. They really trust their guys, which is good to hear.
The thing with Javon Bullard that I didn't realize at the time, I liked their pick, but the thing with Javon Bullard is he is a versatile player.
Yep.
He has said, I can do all 3 if I need to.
And they got a couple of those guys. So before we get into the Packers side of things, let's go ahead. Let's talk about Michael Penix because that is obviously the biggest talking point of this past weekend's NFL draft. Michael Penix goes, did they trade up 5th or 6th? Number 8. Okay, so thank you. Number 8 overall to the Atlanta Falcons, who we all know just signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million. Broke the bank for a guy coming off an Achilles injury. And they go ahead and draft his replacement at 8. And what confuses people is they're very different quarterbacks. They play a complete different style of football, meaning after Cousins is done there, they're going to have to change their offense unless they train him for 3 years to look like Kirk Cousins and change his brand of football, which they could do. And on top of that,
Kirk Cousins didn't know what was happening.
Kirk Cousins didn't know what was happening, right? So the only time Kirk Cousins knew was when the Atlanta Falcons were on the clock, and we're like, okay, by the way, we're going to pick up a quarterback, and there was conflicting reports, like he was angry, but I don't know why Kirk Cousins would be angry. You have all the money in the world, you have a team set up around you, and a team who's committed to you for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
See, but it also could just be an ego thing.
That's
It's
true.
not entirely impossible.
He
for
doesn't
him
come
to be
off
like,
to me as
he
the
really
guy who would have
doesn't.
an ego,
Yeah.
but exactly, it could be one of those things. Like it's still gonna be a bit. I don't even know the right word.
Outlandish, out there, weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit like, ooh, in the back of your head, like, oh, why did we do that when we could have gotten me an O-lineman or one of the best edge players on the board,
Well,
stuff like that.
See, we've seen this before, though, when they picked Jordan Love. When the Packers
shout
picked up
out
Jordan Love,
Green
and then Aaron Rodgers had back-to-back MVP seasons.
Could be that motivation, that extra fire that he needs to go out there and finally get an MVP. I mean, Kirk Cousins has been only getting better as he ages.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. He's going to be the starter there for 2-3 years at least. And here's the other thing, Penix, by the time he starts, is going to be 27 years old.
I know.
3 years from 30 as an NFL quarterback. So. It's just kind of confusing. It's mind-boggling at that point. So they could have got out there, got like a guy like
Are we
Quinton
really
Mitchell.
surprised, though? It's the Falcons.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Have
the
you seen
Falcons.
that video of the GM explaining to the owner?
Yes.
He's like,
Yeah.
It could be like the Packers, but
So maybe this will happen. This is the goal here.
I like
No, it's
thinking
funny.
of it could be like the Packers, I'm glad that that's a thing that is
could
happening
be like
now.
the Packers. Vikings took J.J. McCarthy at 11. Or was it 10? They traded up with the Jets
It
with
was
10.
11.
yeah.
No, they traded up with the Jets to hop
they
him because the Jets
traded.
could have taken a quarterback and they held that over him and said, all right, you got to trade up if you want him. I honestly don't know what Sam Darnold's going to do for J.J. McCarthy in terms of J.J. McCarthy sitting a little bit because Sam Darnold's really not going to teach him a whole lot. He hasn't really had a successful career himself. He hasn't probably, have the same veteran experience as a guy like Kirk Cousins would. So we'll see how that turns out for the Vikings, who have a pretty solid roster after the draft. My question is right now, in the Vikings, they got J.J. McCarthy and Dallas Turner in the first round. Bears got Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams in the first round. The Bears' offense is rather potent. They're strong. They got a lot of guys. So who do you think won? Who do you think had a better draft class? The Chicago Bears or the Minnesota Vikings?
Minnesota, because our third stringer beat Caleb Williams.
That's true.
That is
Michael
actually
Pratt.
true.
That is very true. He didn't have a defense, though, over there at USC. So if it's me, I feel like the Bears probably won it just with getting another receiver for Caleb Williams to work with. I mean, he's got Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett at tight end, now Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore at wide receiver. So and DeAndre Swift at running back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he has the offense. What I'm concerned about is their offensive line.
Offensive line, and can he be what he's expected to be?
Yeah.
That's going to be the thing. Yeah, all right. I like it. I think a lot of that comes down to coaching. And when you look at the Green Bay Packers, they know how to coach young guys. So let's get into the Green Bay Packers. They drafted 11 new players this past weekend, a couple trade backs, had them from 11 picks to 13 picks, but they hopped around to the 4th and 5th to bring that back up to 11. So let's take a look at the Packers draft class, gentlemen. Jordan Morgan, your first-round selection. We were pretty whelmed when this happened. It really wasn't what we were expecting because we wanted a guy like Cooper, DeJean, or Kool-Aid McKinstry.
But it was not one that I don't think a lot of people were upset about.
No, and Jordan Morgan as a 37-game starter at left tackle, two-time All Pac-12 pick. So that being said, the Packers say Jordan Morgan will start at left tackle for them. They believe he can play all around the offensive line, but since he played a left tackle and they've got some guys around the line that they want to have open competition for, they're going to start him specifically at left tackle for the time being, and we'll see how he does. So, good first-round pick. I like it. We'll see how he can do translating into the NFL. Had a 9.24 RAS score. And the second round, as we get into here, I really liked our second-round picks. Yeah. Edgerrin Cooper, linebacker, the best linebacker in the NFL draft. We were talking about Junior Colson all night as kind of that maybe perfect fit. But Edgerrin Cooper has probably the best athletic traits out of everybody in the draft. And I think they see Quay Walker more as a strong side Mike who can play both linebacker spots. So they're not worried about that. And they just wanted more guys in the room. So like Edgerrin Cooper getting picked up there.
And one thing about Edgerrin Cooper pick, I was at the Burr game when they were about to select, it was their 42nd or 41st pick. Mm-hmm. And then when the Eagles jumped them, I was just like, okay. And then they picked Cooper DeJean, and I was almost in tears because I'm like, you got.
We knew as soon as the trade
you
happened,
gotta
you're like,
kidding me.
No, dude, Reese called us and he's like, no, the Eagles don't need him. The Eagles don't need him. It's not going to be Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
It's not going to be him.
And then-
they took Quinion Mitchell in the first round,
Yeah,
the best
I
corner
was just
in
like,
the
that
draft.
just seems weird that they would, but I get why they need to
doubled down.
And
He can
then
play safety too. So.
And then they traded back. I was like, okay, guys, what are we doing? Like, you better have a good explanation for this. And then they picked Cooper. I was like, oh, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah,
now.
no, it was
it's all right, guys.
It's like, okay. It's okay.
I mocked Edgerrin Cooper to the Packers at 41. Obviously, they got him at 45, so same pick essentially. Liam and I were kind of picking guys all night correctly. It was kind of awesome. At pick 58, second one of the second round, they got Javon Bullard, safety from Georgia. Played a slot corner in 2022 there. It was a primary deep safety in 2023. So like Liam was just saying, he can play all around. They truly believe, and he truly believes, that he can play all three spots, corner, nickel, and deep safety, and in the box. So
I'll take it.
I really like the pick.
I'll take it. Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys saw his reaction video after he got picked.
See,
It was so cool.
it said when I'm a blank Packer,
Yeah.
all I could hear with him say was Packer twice. And I don't know why I hear that. Like,
I'm a Packer.
I know he's saying that word.
Yeah.
I just can't hear it. I only hear this Packer. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Either way, he's a Packer, right?
He's a Packer.
8.25 RAS score. He's going to be that guy next to Xavier McKinney in the backfield, the back secondary, which will be amazing. Now, this pick in the third round, 88, Liam didn't like it. They got Marshawn Lloyd, running back from USC, who Daniel Jeremiah says is the best running back in this class. He's 5'8", 220. Really powerful guy, but he brings that shiftiness, that change of direction, that lightning to Josh Jacobs' thunder. So it's kind of that piece we were missing in the backfield, and now it's very well-rounded. He's a twitchy guy to pair along with guys like A.J. Dillon and Josh Jacobs at 8.62 is RAS. I like this Marshawn Lloyd pick. It was a bit of a surprise for me, but I didn't care. Round 3, 91, Taron Hopper, the linebacker.
I came around to that one.
Okay.
So at the time I did not like it because I didn't understand it, but I think it was just still kind of reeling from, not grabbing a cornerback.
Yeah. No, I hear
So come around to the Tyron Hopper one. Probably won't come around to the Marshawn Lloyd one for a while.
We'll see how he turns out, right? If he wins Offensive Rookie of the
If he
Year, you can't really complain.
plays well, I'll be like, I understand the vision now. However, at the time and right now, currently, I just do not feel it is the correct pick in that instance.
I hear you. Taron Hopper, linebacker from Missouri, allowed 1 touchdown in coverage in his entire college career, so he's a good college linebacker. He's very fast, which gets him in trouble sometimes, but also aids him well. He's kind of try to find those right moments to use his burst and such. But another project for the Packers to use in the linebacker room. Again, they needed more bodies there, so they get a fast guy like Taron Hopper to round out that room. Great pick. I like it. 7.42 RAS, not as strong as the Packers usually like to look to, but at the end of the day, I'll take it. Now we'll go to day 3, round 4, 111. Safety Evan Williams, another guy who they believe can really be all around in the box, deep, at the nickel. Played a lot of snaps for Fresno State, and then transferred over to Oregon. But he has like 300 tackles in his college career, so he's a sure tackler. He's got a few missed tackles, which some people are worried about, but I think he's going to be just fine.
Well, that's football.
Yeah, and he's got 500 snaps on special teams, so he's going to be the box safety for the Packers and a special teamer for Rich Bisaccia. I like it, 8.20 RAS. Now, this is one of my favorite picks at round 5, 163. Offensive lineman Jacob Monk. The Packers always find a guy in these middle rounds at offensive line who just is amazing and ends up as an all-pro in 2 years. So Jacob Monk, I think, can be that guy. I believe they drafted him as a center, but he can play tackle, he can play guard. He played all 3 at Duke in his career. Interesting thing about this man, he's allergic to cold water.
Interesting.
Honestly, I get it. I'm allergic to rain, so I understand.
And people were like, well, he's going to Green Bay. It's colder. And he said, no, snow's fine. And it's just like
Cold,
ice
like,
bath.
yeah.
I'm going to break out in hives kind of thing. Yeah.
Interesting.
9.74 RAS, more like a Packers pick right there. This one I love. Round 5, 169. Keaton Oladapo, another safety, going to be an amazing special teamer. I believe he had like the best run stop grade as a safety out of college in the entire class, or maybe across college football. He is insane. He's a great run stopping guy. He can play in the box. 6'2", 216. Kind of shaped more like a linebacker, but he's going to be great for this team on special teams, or if he has to play some defensive snaps, I think he's going to fit in just great. 8.18 RAS. Travis Glover was a 6th-round pick, 202. Another offensive lineman who's a bit versatile.
I'll take it.
What's that?
I'll take it.
Yeah, he's got great athletic traits, but he's more of a project in terms of fixing his technique and preparing him for the NFL. So I think the Packers can work on him and probably find a swing tackle in 2 years for themselves. So I really like this pick as well. It's you're trying to find in later rounds. It's just a guy you can work on who's going to provide some quality snaps for you. And I think in the 7th round, they did just that. Michael Pratt, quarterback from Tulane, was mocked to go in the 4th round. They were shocked he was still there. Only concern is that he's kind of got some smaller hands, so the ball kind of wobbles in his hand. He doesn't have as much throw power.
Okay, can he pick it?
Can he pick it, exactly.
And he beat Caleb Williams already, so I'll take it.
And he beat Caleb Williams at USC. So, 4-year starter at Tulane. Obviously had great stats there. He's going to be competing with Sean Clifford for that backup spot.
Which still like Sean Clifford, though.
I think Sean Clifford's going to keep it.
Yeah.
Pratt probably end up on the practice squad, but I'm not angry about that at all. He's a great pick. This one is one of my favorites. 2 picks away from Mr. Irrelevant. Round 7, 255, cornerback. We got one, Liam. Kalen King.
But the thing about this pick is that he was a first-round projected draft pick 2 years ago, and then all of a sudden, he has a terrible season, and that drops him all the way into 7th. That's not how that works.
I think there was just a lot that people didn't like about his 2023, and he graded poorly in the combine and his pro day. And
but combine does not always equal performance. I.e., Tom Brady had the worst combine I've ever seen in my entire life, and now he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Right. So, Kalen King went against Jaden Reed in college, and Jaden Reed tweeted this guy's not a 7th rounder. And in January, he DM'd Kalen King. He's like, we're going to pick you up. Don't even worry about it. Fast forward 4 months. He's a Green Bay Packer. Crazy how that works out. But like you said, it was predicted to be a 1st-round pick last year. So obviously a huge fall off. But there's a lot of guys on the Packers whose last year in college was their best year, and their final year wasn't that great. Dontavian Wicks, Jordan Love are 2 of them who have turned out to be superstars. So Kalen King in the 7th round would be phenomenal if he can turn out. Carrington Valentine was in the 7th round. He's looking to turn out as a fantastic corner as well. And with a defensive coordinator like Jeff Hafley, who specializes in the secondary, we're going to turn out some young guys to be really talented football players.
I think that's why we drafted so many safeties.
Exactly. They got a lot of guys they really liked. It's a deep room now, and Brian Gutekunst always likes to double, triple up on the team needs. So he gets 2 linebackers, he gets 3 safeties, he gets 3 offensive linemen. He usually has to double down on offensive linemen every year because they kind of lose guys every year, but then they replace them. So Brian Gutekunst masterclass, shout out to him and his staff. Really appreciate all the work you put in this past week.
It's every year. Every year, it's a screaming fest. Just what is he doing? This is
it's literally that. It's like, what are we doing?
What
and
are
it's
we
like,
doing?
oh, okay.
Yeah, in 3 years, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right.
There is such a specialty to the way the Packers draft and coach their guys. I mean, last year, for one thing, there's probably a psychological factor to it too, where everybody in this team is the same age. And we're all competing for the same thing.
We're basically a college team.
We're basically a college team. So, not only that vibe is different, but also the competition of, say, this guy's not better than me. He's the same age as me, so I'm going to prove I'm better than him. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to support him. It's a crazy dynamic that I love that this team has. So, shout out to Brian Gutekunst and the front office. Like you just said, not the way that a lot of people draft all the time, but whatever. What would you guys grade this class overall? I'm
A
going
minus.
I'm going A.
I'm thinking A minus too.
A minus A. All right, that's like the general consensus too. So we stick right on it. That'll do it for the NFL update. Let us know what you thought about the NFL draft for the Green Bay Packers. A rookie mini camp starting up here soon in May. So stay tuned for that. Let's head over to the MLB side of things. What's going on, Brody Kupsky?
Brewers are currently 17-10 on the season. They split the series versus the Pirates last week. In the first game of the series, a 4-2 loss. Rhys Hoskins, 1 for 3, 1 run.
Rhys Kupsky.
I know. I'm just so used to saying his name. He was 1 for 3, 1 run, 2 RBIs, 1 home run in that game. In Game 2 of that series, a 2-1 loss. Tobias Myers in his first career start for the Brewers. 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 4 Ks. And that earned run was a home run, like early in the game. So he did well. But they turned around late in the series. In Game 3, a 3-2 victory. William Contreras, 3 for 4, 1 run, 1 RBI, 1 walk. And in the fourth game of the series, 7-5 victory. Gary Sanchez, a pinch hit home run to put the Brewers ahead late in the game. He's starting to come around now, and I'm glad that he is. Unfortunately, the Brewers lost the series against the Yankees between Friday and Saturday, or Friday and Sunday. In Game 1 of the Yankee series, which I was at, 7-6 victory in 11 innings. Jory Ortiz, like I said, with the walk-off line drive single in the 11th. Really cool to see in person. I'm kind of glad I got this jersey. It's super,
awesome.
It is super comfy.
Good.
Despite being like an XL, and I usually wear a large, so like very comfy. If you were at that game and got one of these jerseys, awesome stuff.
Shout out to you.
In Game 2, unfortunately, the next 2 games are really rough. A 15-3 loss. Rhys Hoskins, 1 for 3, 1 run, 1 RBI, a home run in that game early, and you thought maybe it'd be a lot different. No, the Yankees just poured on a ton of runs. It was pretty ugly. And same thing with Sunday's game. A 15-5 loss for the Brewers. Jake Bauers, though, 3 for 5, 1 run, 3 RBIs, and a home run.
You have a lot of opinions about this game.
There was a lot of opinions about this game.
All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Here we go.
So during, I believe it was the 3rd or 4th inning, the Yankees had a guy on first. It was Aaron Judge is on first, and I believe Alex Verdugo was up to bat. He hits a ground ball to second base. Bryce Strang turns to second, gets him out there, and Aaron Judge slides into second base after getting out. But like when he slides, like every time he slides, I guess he always sticks his left arm up in the air, like when he's going into a sliding motion, and he batted the ball with his hand, which had the sliding mitt on, as Willie Adames is throwing it. I mean, Adames just lets it go, and it's right in the palm of Judge's hand. It was an absolutely horrible missed call because the umps came after a play because you can't review it. The umps convened after a play and basically just said, no, that's fine, nothing's wrong. And then after the game, they said, oh, yeah, we got that wrong. Really? Pat Murphy was not happy. I mean, I don't blame him.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, it's an absolutely horrible missed call that allowed the Yankees to end up scoring 7 runs after that, and would have been an inning-ending double play. It's just so frustrating seeing that because it's like, guys, it's obvious. And he does this every time. This is the one time that he's got his hand up in the air and it hit a ball. Do a better job. You guys get paid for a reason. Anyways, though,
hear how pissed he gets because he gets louder and louder.
William Contreras should be an MVP candidate. He's very hot right now.
Make it happen.
Just being that guy for the Brewers. Christian Yelich was warming up before the 3rd game in the Pirates series. He's looking to bounce back after injury. I believe he might be back pretty soon. They're continuing to stay hot on the road. They're 12-4 on the road, about 5-6 at home.
That's strange.
In the upcoming series, they have a 3-game series versus the Rays at home starting Monday. Tickets for the series was actually like $5. It was on sale last week. I unfortunately did not have time to go to these games. Otherwise, I would have capitalized on these. They have a 3-game series in Wrigley Field against the Cubs starting Friday, and then they have a 3-game series in Kansas City starting Monday. So that's kind of your Brewers update. Jackson Holliday, the Orioles shortstop second baseman, he got sent down to AAA already after being up in the majors. It was, let's just say he started the season batting .059 in 34 at-bats, getting only 2 hits, 1 RBI, and 5 runs. Maybe a little time in the minor leagues might help him a little more. Maybe the Brewers might do this with Jackson Chourio, who's been struggling. Chourio, I believe, leads the team in strikeouts. He doesn't look like himself, but neither does Jackson Holliday. And, get all this hype you want, you suck.
Man.
The MLB is also looking into changing their jerseys after a player and fan complained about Fanatics jerseys.
Oh my God, it's almost as if they're terrible.
That's crazy. They're looking into bringing back the larger lettering on the back because they downsized it this year and it looked dumb.
Yeah.
They're fixing the mismatched gray tops and gray pants. They must screwed up the coloring of the pants.
Have you seen the
compared to
Mets City Connect jerseys?
Yes.
See-through ones?
No, it's dark gray wannabe Yankees top and then white pants.
Ooh. That's
Just 'cause.
That's grotesque.
Yes.
It's ugly. They're looking into why the jerseys collect a ton of sweat, which you saw with, I believe, it was Carlos Rodon's jersey when he was, I think, the first series of the season. He was drenched in sweat, and you can tell he was drenched in sweat because the jersey.
There's science behind this.
It's just moisture collecting and whatever. I don't know. I don't make jerseys. I wear them. So the changes are looking to be made by next season, especially with the pants, which are see-through. It was kind of gross.
How did
it's
we
just
even do that?
I don't know. Fanatics, get your crap together. And speaking of jerseys, the Tampa Bay Rays unveiled their City Connect unis. The main focus of these jerseys is the grit and grind that pertains to the skateboarding culture in Tampa. One of the logos features a skateboarding stingray, which looks awesome. I might get a jersey.
Wow.
Have you seen these, Liam?
What? Which ones?
The Tampa Bay City Connect. These look pretty slick. I don't know. Frankie, if you want to look them up, they're.
I'll make it
I
happen.
like the neon.
I'll make it
green.
happen.
That's actually pretty good.
I really like them.
They keep they kind of remind me of the old manta ray, the old mantas one. That's not bad.
Yeah, I especially like the.
Like the devil rays. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I especially like the skateboarding stingray. That is
Yes.
That's
pretty
awesome.
good. That's pretty good.
I don't know if you in post you want to throw up a picture of it, go right ahead. I think they look awesome.
Yeah, do it right now, actually, Keaton. Right now.
Just
right
now.
at this moment in time. Thumbs up. He's going to do it. Thank you, Keaton.
Sweet. Officially, the Marlins are currently the worst team in the MLB at 6-23. The White Sox are a close second at 6-22, but have been riding a hot streak with 3 wins, which is a lot for them.
Good job.
Colorado
Good job, White
is
Sox.
the,
Mateo, shout out.
Mateo. Oh, man.
Colorado's the 3rd worst team in the MLB at 7-21.
I wish I could care about that, but I really don't.
Mateo's going to be so happy in class, too.
White Sox. Caleb Williams and the White Sox.
Yeah, if he talks about the Bears, I'll bring up the White
I'm
Sox.
so excited to hear about it all weekend from him. And the division leaders currently, the AL East is led by the Yankees after their 2 wins against the Brewers. They're currently 19-10. The AL Central, the Guardians are 19-9. The AL West is led now by the Mariners at 15-13. The NL East led by the Braves at 19-7. I believe the Phillies are a close second. The NL Central led by your Milwaukee Brewers at 17-10. And the NL West is, of course, led by the Dodgers at 18-12.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brody, for our MLB update. Lots of cool things going on, except for the White Sox. That's not so cool. Shout out Mateo. We'll be talking about it. Go Brewers, 17-10. That's pretty good. Leading that division still. Happy to see it. And with away games coming up, let's just go win more away games. What's the split on away games or home games? Pretty even?
For what? Which one are we talking about right now?
Yeah, what do you...
For baseball, for the Brewers.
I believe it's 81 games on the road and 81 on home, depending.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So it's
sometimes
pretty
it's
close.
one more than either one, but
Gotcha.
most times it's pretty even.
Basically, that's a game a day, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, that's a lot. Thanks again, Brody, for MLB Updates. Over to the NBA update time. Bucks are in the playoffs. We obviously know that. Bucks are down 3-1.
Won't be for soon.
Stop it. Bucks are down 3-1 in the series. They need to win 3 straight to advance to the next round. They lost Game 2 pretty convincingly. That wasn't really a great one, but they nearly pulled away Game 3 with a Middleton masterclass. We were watching live here on the draft stream. Lillard was hurt. Giannis was hurt. We talked about Lillard being a decoy in overtime in Game 3. And then, Chris Middleton injured in Game 4. What's the injury?
I think it was ankle.
Oh.
And Bobby Portis got ejected, so we might have him suspended. So basically, we're playing with the entire bench. Let's go.
Yay, Wisconsin herd. Yay.
40-point game from Brook Lopez. I don't know where I'm looking.
It'll probably happen.
It's happening.
Probably happen.
Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine? Okay, so obviously down in the count here. Will they break the Rivers curse?
No.
Nah.
But
No,
you
it
can
won't.
say that
No,
obviously,
it's
but
not.
it really hasn't come down to their play.
It's
It really
not
was just
gonna happen.
injuries that have
It doesn't
really...
matter. It's still the Red Dog Rivers curse. It probably contributed to it.
Will Giannis be back?
No.
Potentially, but very slim. I think he was warming up a little bit like during practices, but other than that, I think he's done.
It's crazy
You
how
guys
bad
like
they
this.
need him.
I was scrolling through the Facebook right as we were doing all this stuff, by the way, and I came across a meme, and it says, when you change the settings from all Madden to all Pro so that you can win the Super Bowl, and it was a picture of the Bucks versus the Pacers.
Maybe.
I did see that.
Let's
actually.
do it. God, please turn it to all pro.
No, it was the Pacers turned it from all Madden down to all Pro.
Pacers, please stop. It's bad. It's scary how much this team needs Giannis. Like even with Dame, Middleton, Lopez.
Well, they were doing
out
fine
there.
with Lillard, and then he gets hurt, and then that's it. That's it. It's all downhill.
If he doesn't get hurt in Game 3, they probably win it.
Yeah, and then
which is
Chris Middleton's like, all right, time for me to step up, and he did.
Put the team on my
and
back.
Then guess what? Bam, he threw out his ankle. So, I mean, and Bobby Portis is like, all right, time to prove to everybody why I should earn that 6th Man of the Year award, and then he punches a dude.
Punches a dude. Let's go Bucks, right? Praying for you, supporting you. You guys got this in Game 5. We'll see how it goes. Is it Milwaukee?
Yeah,
or
it's in Milwaukee.
Oh, so maybe a home jolt.
No.
Doc Rivers suits up out there on the court and
He used
dicing
to play.
him up.
He used to play.
It'd be awesome. You know what we need? We need Bud back.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, we do.
Get him on the court. Let's do it. Doc Rivers and Bud suiting up for the Brewers, for the Bucks in Game 5.
I'll see it.
I see it happening. Other updates around the league. Let's look at who advanced to the playoffs. Just one team so far. Timberwolves with a
Crap.
4-0 sweep over the Suns.
Shoot.
Why?
Because it's the Timberwolves. What do you mean, why?
I just want to know
I
your
went
opinion.
to a
Just wanna know your
T-Wolves
opinion.
game once. I believe it was last year. Really fun game. I really like their
I
young
will
squad.
say, Ant, great for my fantasy team.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Doing something for you.
Came in dead last because around week 6, I just stopped caring about it.
I'll do it.
That'll happen. In my football fantasy team this past year, I think I took like 5th, so it was not a good year.
Hey, did you lose, though?
Yeah.
Well, did you come in last?
No.
Okay, then good. Then
no,
you didn't
fine.
lose.
Year prior, I won the whole thing.
Good
so
job.
It was a good time.
You didn't have to do a punishment, I'm assuming.
Not this time. Maybe next time. Many other close series, though, around the league. So we're getting down to the wire here in the first round. So pay close attention to those final games. We'll see if the Bucks can turn it around. NHL update time with Liam Statz.
Playoff update. Yay. All of the teams I don't want to win are winning. In the West, Florida leads Tampa Bay 3 games
West,
to 1.
The East.
That's the West.
Oh, controversy on SportsPoint.
the West.
Loser goes through a table.
Loser go through the table. Shut up, Frank.
What do you? Florida's like the most like east it can be.
Yeah, I did put him on the wrong way.
What are we doing?
So-called hockey is the best sport.
It is the best sport. I'm sick right now. Screw both of you.
He's very ill.
Florida leads Tampa Bay 3 games to 1. Game 5 tonight at 6. Florida looking to clinch.
Lame.
Boston rightfully beating Toronto 3 games to 1.
Sorry, bro.
Brad Marchand
Is the best player of
that
all
man.
time.
He is awful.
Not dirty at all.
He's
A
yelling
completely stable player who doesn't have any controversy around him.
Surely, yeah.
He's like the cleanest player you'll ever see.
It's fine, guys. We'll just go out the first round and
slew foot everybody,
just
but no
live
calls.
with
Anyway,
ourselves.
it's fine. Game 5 tomorrow at 6 p.m. Boston looks to clinch on home ice. That is going to really suck, and I really hope that Toronto pulls it out because I want Austin Matthews to advance around. First series win of the playoffs.
Whee!
The Rangers sweep the Capitals 4-0.
Yes, sir.
Capitals, good job. You did all of that, just narrowly sneaked into the playoffs, took the spot away from the Red Wings.
Well, they're like one of the worst teams to ever make the playoffs. Like
Yes.
their point differential or something is like absolutely awful.
Genuinely terrible, and it shouldn't have happened. The Red Wings deserve that spot. And so they proved why the Red Wings should have deserved that spot by laying a giant turd on the ice.
Well, that's just the dynamic. I mean, if you
He's
do
dancing.
terrible early in the
He's awesome.
season or have some stretch of games where you lose them, and that can make a difference late in the season. So it's not like it's the Capitals' fault that the Red Wings didn't make it in. It's just
No, they should have won that.
Yeah.
They should have won those games.
happens.
We'll face the winner of the Carolina versus Islanders series. Speaking of which, the Carolina Hurricanes lead. I almost said the Panthers. Lead the Islanders 3
Good draft
games
for
to
them.
1. The Islanders, you really suck. Oh my goodness, it's
How'd
bad.
they make it this far?
I don't know. Game 5 tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. over in the West, actually, this time. Vegas leads the Stars 2-1. Yeah. Game 4 tonight at 8:30. Probably won't watch that because we'll be in class.
We will be.
Colorado leads the Jets 3-1.
It's never stopped you before.
Go Colorado. There, Keaton. Thumbs up from Keaton. Keaton Cam.
Keaton Cam is alive and well. He looks good. He looks great. Thank you for his presence.
Absolutely. Game 5 is tomorrow at 8:30. I kind of want Colorado to win that one. I like the Jets, but
Jets are just kind of.
Benny and
I mean,
the
it's the first time in how long that they've been in the playoffs.
10
I think
years.
it's I mean, it's just getting those first few playoff experience for some of those guys. So it
Yeah.
doesn't shock me that they're losing these games. Colorado just has the experience.
Vancouver leads Alex Proctor's Nashville Predators 3-1.
Jeez. Sorry, Alex.
It's the first time for both of those teams that they've been there in a while. So
Sorry, Alex.
Very upset about that. Kind of want the Predators to win.
And here we go.
Game 5 is tomorrow at 9.
Let's all listen to this next update.
All right, moving on. I don't think there's any more.
I think you're missing one. I think you're missing one game. I think you're missing one series.
I don't think
here.
there's any more series.
Oh,
left
I think
to go.
Look, the Edmonton Oilers are currently leading the Kings 3-1, which is pretty lame.
Sorry, one more time.
because-
I didn't catch that.
Some
Dude,
dumb team
I didn't catch
who's not
that, what you said.
important
Clean your ears.
to hockey whatsoever is leading some other team 3-1.
Edmonton's winning the Stanley Cup. Said it before. I will say it again. You both will just continue to sit there and sigh. Game 5's all ours.
Yeah, it's also to be TBD, so
Well,
they haven't come out with it yet. They
I'd
don't
still-
know when it's happening.
Well, it's still ours.
No, it's not.
L's all
Please,
around.
Drew Daugherty, just do something.
They need
dude.
Jonathan Quick back. Yeah, that's all I got for hockey.
smooth
Oh,
right now.
I actually do have one more thing for hockey, but not NHL hockey. I did see this for Division 3. We're moving up from 13 teams to 14 teams in our
Finally!
NCAA tournament.
Really?
On the path to 16.
Okay, so who was added?
What?
Who was added?
Just
Do we
an
know?
extra-
It's another slot.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's just
Yeah.
like instead of fielding 13 teams in the
14
tournament,
teams will
it's
qualify.
now
and so-
14
I hear
teams,
you.
yeah.
I hear you. Okay.
It should just be 16, like normal.
Right.
But because it's Division 3 and the NCAA sucks massive butt when it comes to tournaments.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
Where was the Pointers' home game?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, and then it was.
We have to go to Adrian.
Hey, oh my goodness. Adrian lost their conference championship against St. Norbert. Obviously means that when they face each other,
They're gonna go play at St.
They're going to
Norbert,
play
right?
St. Norbert,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not in St. Norbert at Adrian. Did you know that, Frank? I don't know if I told you that. You know
Oh,
that.
I did know that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Did
good.
they win?
No.
St. Norbert beat them at their home ice.
No, Adrian won. Adrian won.
Oh, of
yeah,
course.
and then they moved on, and of course they did because
Yeah.
they got home. It's it sucks.
That makes
Terrible.
zero sense how they did.
And then try and beat them, and I really wanted to try to win. I really
It shouldn't
did.
matter like how well you do in the season. It should matter how it goes in the tournament.
I agree.
Starting from the conference game.
Because they're at Division 3, it's so weird. Instead of using just the UCHO like every other division does, they also use pairwise.
Yep.
And while I don't just necessarily disagree with the pairwise rankings, it shouldn't matter if you were the better team. If you lost on home ice in your conference championship, you don't get home ice in the national tournament.
Yes, exactly so.
Like, also, in Division I, you should have the first 2 rounds be home, like home and away. So,
Yeah.
host cities, not like you go play at like a neutral site.
Yeah.
Like if it's Nodak versus Minnesota and Minnesota is the better team, you go play in Minnesota at Mariucci. Like that just makes better sense.
I agree, Liam. But we digress. Not much.
I could go on for like 30 minutes about
exactly.
this.
There's not much we can do about it from here at our seats. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of SportsPoint. We covered a lot of cool topics. Thank you so much for joining us here. Not many sports live streams coming up the rest of the semester here, but we'll still be here next week. This may have been my final episode, boys, here at the desk. We're bringing in a new sports producer next year, so he might be hosting at
What
that.
about next week?
Next week, I mean. But the week after that, obviously, will be a different case. So we'll talk about that when that happens. But in terms of pre-recorded episodes, this could be my last one.
Really?
So I just want to thank both of you for being here all year long. It was so fun. I want to thank everybody for watching. It was so fun to be a sports producer here at Pointer Studios and hosting this show. So thanks for bringing life to what we created here. Ton of fun. Hopefully to see it continue next year. But for the meantime, thank you, Keaton Waala in the Fishbowl, for being our awesome sports producer. That's me, actually. Awesome tech producer, rather.
I thought it was production manager.
Who am I? Am I the sports producer?
No, you are the sports producer.
knows?
He's the production manager.
It's the cursed object.
This is mine.
No, yes,
It's actually
production
happening.
manager, of course, Keaton Waala, my co-host, Brody Kupsky, Liam Statz, and I've been Frankie Breit. Thanks so much for joining us, and see us here at SportsPoint next week.